Good afternoon to you, Lee. Thanks for joining me and also our audience on your lunchtime. Now, recently we spoke to you about the capability to produce small parts, but today I want to talk to you about medium-sized parts and what benefits you offer to your customers and why buy from Starrag. So to start this off, what I want to understand firstly is what are we calling a medium-sized component from Starrag's point of view?
Well, this covers a really wide range of market sectors, materials and product types as well. But for me, and I think for the purpose of the chat today, medium means something bigger than your fist and up to say 1.4 meters long.
As you say, Lee, you're focusing on different market sectors. What are they?
Well, that's right. We look at a number of different sectors for this size component, and then within the sectors, we then look at for specific types of components where we have market-leading solutions. So anyone watching this, Mark, who manufactures medium-sized components will probably see something they can relate to on the screen right now. These can be milled, turned, ground. They can be gears cut with hobbing or skiving techniques. And in some cases, we combine all of these technologies onto a single machine. Then, of course, we're faced with new challenges that we haven't seen before. And to tackle this, we have a comprehensive team of engineers with decades, centuries even of knowledge within Starrag Group, so that we can design, develop and deliver customers exactly what they require.
Yeah, and some of those parts they're very complex, but also they need spot-on surface finishing, I would imagine. So, but you mentioned something there which I'm quite interested in. In your view, what is a market-leading machining solution?
Well, we're always driven from customers to deliver the best cost per part with all solutions. But this means different things for different customers. Success is very different. And some look at just cost, others want accuracy, so micron accuracy with every single cut. And quality is the highest priority. Could be productivity, so lights out machining in a single setup could be the deal breaker. Reduced floor space, smaller footprints. Automation is very important, and I'm pleased to say it's becoming more important for UK customers now. And Industry 4 is a big driver and something we've been doing for a long time. And also, of course, safety, process safety through the product life cycle is very important. So it really depends on us delivering the best solution to help the customer, to remove their pain, to take away the problems, and to deliver the most profitable solution.
Now, a lot of engineers are looking for, one-stop solutions, lights out engineering, but also many are chasing the micron accuracy, Lee. Why is this important to Starrag?
Well, it's important to Starrag because within Starrag Group, we have a brand called SIP, a famous brand. This machine is built in our newest factory in Voidon in Switzerland. And these machines are arguably the last remaining true jig boring machines, Mark, with a linear accuracy of 2 microns. So we call this market ultra precision. And these machines have guideways and structures that are scraped for typically 600 hours to ensure that we achieve this mechanical precision. And then from other brands, we manufacture many types of machining center, some special purpose, but many are standard type machines with very high spec and accuracy of say 6 micron on a linear axis. And we call this high precision. And we think it's important to differentiate ourselves from other machine tool companies who claim to be precision, because there really is a difference. And we would call their precision just a standard or entry level precision in many cases. So what we manufacture is a very robust, very fast and accurate machine system that delivers customers the lowest cost per part and the highest precision.
Now, we'll dig deeper into what you mean for your customers shortly. But before we do, can you explain what brands you're talking about for medium component marketplace? Because you do have quite a big portfolio.
And it does confuse people, Mark, sometimes. So I mentioned SIP just now. So we've got ultra precision 3, 4, and 5 axis machines. At Starrag in Switzerland, in Rohrschackerberg, we manufacture various 5 and 6 axis turn, mill, and grind machine types for producing aerospace blades, blisks, casings, and structure type components. But these are also very high precision because we even manufacture some of our own smaller machine structures using these very machines. So for turning and grinding medium-sized components, we have a range of machines built in France by Berthier. And then we have at Heka's facility in Germany, we manufacture a wide range of 4 and 5 axis mill and turning machines.
Now, I've had the privilege to join you at Heka in Chemnitz. Fabulous facility, many things you produce there. But would you say that these are more mainstream compared to some of your other specialist brands?
I absolutely agree with that, Mark. So Hecate is probably one of the UK's best kept secrets. We've sold several machines in the UK recently, and we're known more at sort of OEM and tier one level with this brand. And for some reason, the UK tends to favour, in a lot of cases, vertical machining centres, whereas if you go elsewhere in the world, Europe even, you'll see a lot more horizontals. And to me, there's obvious reasons why you would go for a horizontal. So anyone looking for a horizontal 4 or 5 axis machining centre, mill turn, we're far more competitive than people realise. And when we really drill down together into the cost per part, when you start looking at really utilising these machines, we can deliver some really significant savings for customers.
Yeah, and I've obviously had the opportunity to know Starrag nearly 30 years, and obviously the group has grown. But you've always strived to deliver safe, accurate, profitable long-term solutions. How do you go about this with a customer? Because I think obviously when a customer, starts talking to you, the portfolio is so vast. Where do you start?
Well, we start by listening. I think the most important thing to do is to listen to a customer, and we ask them to share the problems and share the pain points and tell us exactly what they need to achieve the success for their own businesses. And then we normally work under non-disclosure agreements, and then that means we can closely examine components together, and we share our knowledge so that customers can see very early how the solutions can going to offer a benefit to their business. And what happens is the costs become transparent very early, from day one, really. So it's very easy to see how the savings can be made as the proposal starts to unfold.
Now, Starrag have had a lot of experience with blue chip companies around the world, Lee, but you have got a portfolios of machines that you're selling into general subcontracting, which is obviously gives you a lot more flexibility. But could you give our audience an example or quantify the level of saving for a typical customer?
I can, yeah. Most of the projects that we work on are secret. Like I said earlier, they're under non-disclosure agreements. But if you take a typical or an average part for any industry and look at what we achieve when we work together with a customer and we optimize a process for them for our machine, it's not unusual to see a cost reduction of over 50%, Mark. And on top of this, we usually reduce the number of operations and thus the number of fixtures, etc. Again, by upwards of 50%. And then also, we often save floor space as well, Mark. So this is why we really ask customers to work with us on the process and not just look at ticket price and ask us for a cost for whatever size machine.
Yeah, and I think that's what sets you guys apart, really, is that you're finding the right solution, and 9 times out of 10, you're saving a lot of money for customers. But we have covered a lot of ground on medium part machining. And Starrag, you have a huge range of solutions, as we've mentioned, for medium-sized parts. But what about automation, and where does it fit in for customers, Lee?
I'm really glad you asked this because this is a really important topic for us now, Mark. And when I look at our global business, the UK really seems to be behind other countries when it comes to automation. We do have some great automation systems in the UK, but nevertheless, it is now becoming a request from more customers to quote automation. So I'm hoping that trend does change. So automation to us can be just a single robot on a machine, Mark, or shared between two machines. We could be looking at overhead gantry loaders or pallet FMS systems, even autonomous vehicles moving around the shop floor unmanned. And the best way to look at automation is to come and talk to us, and let's discuss what's the best and most cost-effective way to automate a specific process for your facility. You might want to add different systems like measuring, washing, part marking, and other processes as well. So it really is about delivering the right cost advantage and also reducing the risk.
And I'm sure that many customers and potential customers will always look at the maintenance of the machines. So how can they maximise the uptime through Starrag, Lee?
Starrag's customers all demand very high spindle availability. So we have a large service team that can react very quickly, Mark. But I think investing in correctly managed service is the right way to make sure that you capitalise on maximum uptime, maximum machine availability, whilst you're also ensuring that you maintain the optimum performance from the machine. You're keeping it at OEM level, and also that means you get best component quality as well throughout the complete life of the machine tool. So I think our customers purchase a Starrag machine because they want to maximise profitability. So service it properly, and they'll do so for many years.
Now, going back at the start of this lunchtime chat, we opened and discussed the question, what's in it for your customers? Can you summarise how Starrag can help manufacturers of medium parts and where they actually start the process with you?
Yeah, sure. First of all, send us problems and challenges, and let's work together. It's not unusual for any component type for us to demonstrate similar benefits to what we discussed earlier. Sometimes customers look at only the machine cost and they don't look at the overall return on investment. But if we look at return on investment, if we look at the longer term, the bigger picture and the bigger saving, the kind of solutions we develop will give 50% reduction in cutting time, 80% in setting time, could reduce footprint significantly, 50-60%, say, massive reductions in scrap and non-conformance. And overall, we typically expect to see something in the region of 55% or above savings against other competitors when we look closely at solutions. So this is why it's so critical, Mark, that we don't just look at machine price, but we look at the solution and the true cost per component.
And I think also to talk to our audience is that your solutions are growing within many other sectors. I mean, you've been very strong in automotive and aerospace, but you are selling solutions to general smaller job shops. Your technology is expanding, and I think this is a great opportunity for any engineers that are looking for cost savings. And it's a perfect example of your philosophy, engineering precisely what you value. So, yeah, yet again, Lee, fascinating to learn about the portfolio and the solutions that you offer for medium part machining. I look forward to catching up with you to talk about some of the larger machines you offer through the Starrag Group. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mark.